Hey there, what's going on, everybody? Welcome on into the weekly NASCAR show. It's, of course, Jason Mattis here with you guys, the host of the show. I am not joined by William, unfortunately, this week. And, guys, I'm actually equally upset and pretty disgusted about it. Not upset at William by any stretch of the imagination. It's just our schedules couldn't align, and just discuss it. I mean, this is the Super Bowl, right? This is the season finale. We're going to crown a champion, and I don't have my partner in crime, William, with me here. So I'm just upset just as much as you guys. I've absolutely, just lost my enthusiasm for doing this show. And I'm bummed out because I know how, big of an important race this is. But I'm just bummed not to be doing this with William. Been gearing up all week, been talking with him about it on the side, and just looking forward to this, coming off a good Martinsville race, and really looking forward to Phoenix. So I apologize, certainly am. Again, I'm upset, but I apologize, and I'm sorry to you guys that we don't have the normal show to you guys. But look forward to getting back in here all season long next year with William. Maybe we'll do some cool preview show leading up to the race, the 2022 kickoff next year, and then each and every single week doing it with William. So let's go ahead, though, and jump on into today's show. Let's talk about Martinsville, though, where obviously it was won by Alex Bowman. I almost had the winner right. I predicted Denny Hamlin would win it. Denny Hamlin's been good all season long. He's been good in these playoffs, been good in the short tracks, and I was 7 laps away from giving you guys that correct winner, but Bowman spun him. I thought it was more of just kind of a racing incident. I mean, he just got loose and got into his left quarter panel, his back left quarter panel, and spun him a little bit. Denny Hamlin obviously upset. He had a lot of emotions going on into that. The intensity was high. He overcame going back to the rear to start the race, overcame a speeding penalty in stage 1, I believe it was, late in stage 1. And he overcame that. So he overcame a lot and gave himself a position, to win that race. And obviously then getting spun puts him back into the 20s. I think he finished 24th. So yeah, I mean, it was nervous for him, right? He was trying like hell, to make it to Phoenix and be a part of that championship for. So I get his post-race frustration. It was, kind of uncalled for because, like I said, I thought the Bowman-Hamlin incident was a racing incident. But I get it. I understand why he's all hired up. But it was still a good race overall. Thought Martinsville, delivered and gave us a good race. I was surprised by Hendrick and really their domination. When I mean domination is, I didn't expect that coming from the Hendricks team at a 750 track. They hadn't really shown a complete team domination at a 750 track, and at some points in that race, you had Elliott, Bowman, and Byron, all running up in the top 10. It was Larson. Larson was the car that wasn't in the top 10. Wouldn't have predicted that if you'd have told me, 3 of the 4 Hendrick drivers would have been in the top 10. Which one isn't? I would not have predicted, Kyle Larson to not be that driver. But overall, good showing by Hendrick as they, had a 750 race there at Martinsville. Now they gear up, obviously, for a 750 race, down in Phoenix this weekend. So let's go ahead now and look towards Phoenix, where obviously it's the championship race, flat 1 mile track. We were obviously already back here earlier on this season, back in spring and March, where Martin Truex Jr. went ahead and took that checkered flag. This is going to be the end of an era, guys. This is the end of an era this week, and there's a lot of debate about 550 and 750, and people get all kinds of kind of heated debates and discussions going on about that. But it is the end of the era for the Gen 6 car, and I'll be a little sad to see it go because in the next Gen car, you don't get as much as team building of the car, and I think that's a big reason of why some of these teams are better than other teams is because of the resources they have and the time and resources and what have you they go into building these cars, and I think it makes it a little bit more of a playing field going forward. So I think maybe that could be good in terms of competition. Kind of does level out the playing field, but it kind of takes into that team. The team element is taken away from it a little bit, and that's what I'll be sad, to see that go from the Gen 6 car. But otherwise, yes, championship finale. We've seen how this plays out every single season. It's like these top 4 guys are going to finish top 4, and then you have the best of everybody else. Certainly, whoever wins this race will be one of the championship 4 drivers. You see that each and every single season long. So it just comes down to these top 4. Who's going to do it? Is it going to be Larson? Is it going to be Elliott? Is it going to be Truex? Or is it going to be Hamlin? We got Hendrick going on against Joe Gibbs Racing. I think that is super, I'm losing the word here, appropriate. I think that's appropriate. I mean, Hendrick's been the best team all season long, and I think Joe Gibbs has been the team that's give them a run for their money, all season long too. So it's just appropriate that you got 2 cars in each of these ones. These teams are going to be pouring in the resources, but I still think Hendrick has enough. I mean, they've been strong all season long. I wouldn't discount Bowman or Byron, from this race, not from winning the race. Again, it's going to be one of these 4 championship 4 guys, but just in terms of having a good showing, I wouldn't discredit this. They're going to put up their resources, obviously, into Larson and Elliott, but they're just a good, strong team. And you've seen it with Byron. He's been really strong the last few weeks. Bowman going ahead and taking that checkered flag last week. I wouldn't put so much into, Bell. I wouldn't put so much into Bell and Kyle Busch. I wouldn't expect them to have it. I think it's really going to be Hamlin and Truex for that Joe Gibbs team, and they're going to be pouring all their resources up into them. And Kyle Busch has certainly had his issues, and Chris Bell has obviously tapered off as the playoffs has progressed and as he's been eliminated. So look forward to it, though. I think it's going to be a good, fantastic time down in Phoenix. Can't wait to see who wins this thing. Let's jump on into it. Let's start with those $25,000 on the Jackpot Races app. This is where they give you those 5 groups of drivers. Pick the driver to finish best amongst the group, and then you got to go ahead and give them a top 3. Let's actually skip Group 1 because Group 1 is going to have the winner, and let's just kind of save that discussion for the end. Let's go ahead and jump into Group 2. Group 2, I'm going to go ahead and take William Byron. I think of the non-playoff drivers, obviously there's only 4 left, I think he has a chance to be the best finisher amongst those non-playoff drivers. His last 3 races, he's gone second, 6th, and 5th. I mean, he's just been really strong. He's been really strong generally all season long. He's been super strong here towards the end of the playoffs. And again, I think of the non-playoff drivers, William Byron could be the guy that comes into P5, or maybe not P5. I mean, one of these, you may not have the 4 championship drivers go 1 through 4. I mean, if one of them gets speeding penalties and maybe drops to the rear beginning of the race, or, just has multiple things kind of go against them, okay, maybe it won't go 1 through 4 championship drivers. But assuming everything's just a clean race and you get those 4 guys battling it out, I think William Byron will come in P5. He'll be the next guy there behind those championship 4 drivers. So like William Byron there in Group 2. For Group 3, I like Kurt Busch. 2 straight top 10 finishes. He's got 3 top 10 finishes in his last 7 races at Phoenix. So he's got good momentum. He's got good track history here. Of these other drivers, I think Alex Bowman may not have the greatest of all race. He just doesn't have good track history here at Phoenix. So that's why I kind of went away from the Hendrick driver right there and went ahead and took Kurt Busch. Maybe he can't win one, or not win one, but have a good showing there for Chip Ganassi as he moves over to 23XI Racing next season. So we'll go ahead and roll with Kurt Busch in Group 3. For Group 4, I'm going to go ahead and take Bubba Wallace. I think Bubba Wallace is going to be good. Toyota's been good here. Obviously 23XI. I think they've been building here towards the end of the season. And he actually had a good race here at Phoenix. Remember, he was running strong. He finished in 10th, so he still had a strong finish. But he could have gotten led higher, but a late call there by his crew chief really ended his chances of having an even better finish than what he did earlier on the spring. So I think he can reproduce that same speed this weekend and have himself a good showing. Phoenix actually ranks as his 4th best track. It's actually 3rd if you go ahead and remove that Indy road course, where obviously they've only raced one time. So if you remove the Indy road course, this ranks as his 3rd best track. Yeah. This is a track that Bubba Wallace really likes, so like him to have a good showing here at Phoenix. And in Group 4, taking Bubba Wallace, I like that a lot. All right, in Group 5, I'll go ahead and take Chase Briscoe. I mean, William would be picking Chase Briscoe, so I'll go ahead and take Chase Briscoe. There's a lot to like about him, obviously. He would have won this group in the spring race earlier on the season. He had a driver rating of 64 that day, which easily would have beat these other drivers in this group. He also would have won this group last week in Martinsville, so just kicking all these drivers' butt. And Chase Briscoe's been doing good, and I think he's more predictable, more reliable than these other drivers in Group 5, so I like Chase Briscoe in Group 5. All right, and for Group 1, what are we going to do? Who you guys got winning the championship? Who you guys got winning the championship? I was more curious, actually, who were going to be the other 2 drivers in this group. And they went with Kyle Busch and Blaney. I was surprised it wasn't Byron. Byron's been running so damn good. I'm glad we get Byron in Group 2, because obviously made it so I could pick William Byron to win Group 2. But I was kind of more curious with that. Which 2 drivers were going to be in this group? And Kyle Busch and Blaney get the nod right there. I'm going to go ahead and go with Kyle Larson. I mean, come on. Strong season, strong playoffs. And remind you guys, he was one of the fastest cars in March. Go look up his time. He was one of the fastest cars here. He got 2 speeding penalties in that race, which really just hurt his causes for taking that checkered flag and ultimately giving it to Martin Truex Jr. because he wasn't the best race car that day. He kind of took advantage of Larson having some penalty issues and some other things. But go look up race times from the March race. yeah, Kyle Larson was one of the fastest cars that day. He's been the best driver all season long. He's been the best driver in this playoffs. Obviously won 3 straight before the trip there at Martinsville. So, yeah, go ahead and give me Kyle Larson all day long. I think he deserves to be the winner. So I like Kyle Larson. Let's go ahead now and reveal my top 3. So in my top 3, I've got Kyle Larson. I've got his teammate Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott's going to be right behind him. Hendrick has just been really strong. We obviously know Chase Elliott won this race, last November, obviously, in claiming his own championship. So, obviously, a track that he's really good at. And then Martin Truex Jr. rounding out 3rd place. I see that being the top 3. I'm really confident in that top 3, or I'm really confident in those drivers finishing in the top 3. I mean, yeah, Larson has been the better one, but, anything could certainly happen, and maybe he doesn't quite take the checker flag. But I like Larson, Elliott, and Truex definitely as my top 3. And yeah, Larson, he deserves it. I think ultimately he'll go ahead and get that checker flag. So that's how we'll do. We'll do Kyle Larson Group 1, Byron 2, Kurt Busch 3, Bubba Wallace 4, Briscoe in number 5, and then Larson, Elliott, and Truex will be your top 3. I really like those guys right there. Let's go ahead now, move it over to the NBC Sports Predictor App. This is, of course, where they give you guys $10,000. This is our last time doing it, so it's my last time giving away $25. You guys know I'm giving away $25 each and every single week. If you want one more opportunity to go ahead and take that money, join the Winning Bets League. Last week we had Lucky Winner. Let's go ahead and pull up the standings here for Lucky Winner. Lucky Winner went ahead and won the group right there, so congratulations to the Lucky Winner. Make sure you hit me up on Twitter, drop me your PayPal information, and I'll go ahead and send you $25. As for who's going to win it this week, obviously we won't be doing a show next week because there's no more races, so whoever wins the group next week, just hit me up on Twitter, give me a little screenshot of your entry so I know it is in fact you, and I'll go ahead and pay whoever wins Phoenix $25 whenever that person hits me up. And good luck. Everybody starts with 0 points, so anybody can certainly win. Let's go ahead now and put up my entries here. I'm going to go ahead and take Joey Logano in Group 1. Or Stage 1, Joey Logano in Stage 1. Take William Byron in Stage 2. Take Kyle Larson in Stage 3. And I'm really confident that Larson, Elliott, and Truex will be the top 3. That I just ran back the same top 3 on the NBC Sports Predictor App. And that's just how good I feel about these 3 guys in these 3 positions finishing in that order. So Larson, Elliott, and Truex for me right there on the NBC Sports Predictor App. Let's go ahead and now move over to the Fox Bet Super 6 app. I don't have all these screenshots to show you, so we'll just kind of run through it. You guys know Fox Bet Super 6 app, you win $1,000 and get them all right. You win that money. All right, driver to finish in the best position is question number 1. I'm taking Joey Logano. Joey Logano will finish in the best position. How many Fords will be in the top 10? It'll be 1 Ford. Only be 1 Ford in that top 10. How many Toyotas in the top 10? I think it'll be 5. Oh, yeah. Bubba Wallace is going to crack that top 10, folks. Watch out. He's going to have himself a good showing. How many Chevys will be in the top 10? I think there'll be 4. 4 Chevys will be in the top 10. 4 Chevys. Which driver will finish in the worst position? I'll go ahead and say Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney will finish in the worst position. And who will win the championship? Kyle Larson, baby. Kyle Larson is going to go ahead and do it. Been the best all season long. All right, guys. Again, I'm absolutely gutted. Gutted we didn't have William. Again, William and I will be back. You just couldn't get our schedules to work. Just quite couldn't get him to work. I'm disgusted and I'm upset at the situation. Obviously not at William itself. So, all right, guys, Championship 4 Sunday down in Phoenix. Hope you guys enjoy the race. Look for us to come back next season. William and I will preview all these races and we'll try and make things a little bit different next season. Make them a little more fun and interactive. We'll do more of these live. I think last week when we were doing it live, we got a lot of good interaction with you guys doing it at nighttime. So we'll have to maybe do some more of those next season live. Otherwise, guys, enjoy Phoenix. Enjoy the race. Good luck. Don't forget to comment on this video. I want to know who you guys have winning that championship. Let me know. Do you have it be in the 5? Do you have it the 9? Do you have it the 11 or the 19? Who do you got winning this race? Hit me up in that comment section and let me know. Otherwise, enjoy the race, and we'll see you guys back here next season. Have a good one.